Well, like their mother. Penelope Wensley, the Governor of Queensland, is our guest in Student Press Call, asking the question students from Brisbane State High School. Let's go to Mitchell.
Hi, again on a bit of a different note from Kelsey, I'd like to ask a Republican question to the Governor-General. Sorry, the Governor. If the Australian political system were to shift to a Republican model, where there was a direct elective process, would you still stand for the election of State Governor?
Well, it would depend when it happened, because if it were in the next while and I'm still active, energetic and feeling passionate about doing things for Queensland, perhaps yes. If it were a long way down the track and I was thinking about doing something else on the national or international stage, then maybe not. But I mean, the reality is that you're taking us into the hypothetical. I suppose the key thing that I would want to say in response to that line of questioning is that I feel very strongly about this state, about being an ambassador for it, about promoting and supporting it, and I find enormous personal satisfaction in engaging with the community, and so long as that were continuing to be a part of my life and my work and my responsibilities and continue to give me satisfaction, then I guess that would be an option to consider. But I don't think that system will emerge, frankly.
Yeah, of course.
All right, thank you for that question, Mitchell. Theo, your question?
Just following on again from Mitch, just another hypothetical. Under what conditions would you sack the current government of Queensland?
Well, it's very clear. The governor's responsibility is to ensure the stability of the state and to be satisfied that the government enjoys the popular support of the parliament. The governor acts on the advice of ministers and the Executive Council. If there was a situation in an election, for example, where there was a hung outcome, there was not a clear outcome, that's the sort of circumstance in which a governor could make a decision to decline to accept the recommendation of the Premier of the day, that Premier was in a position to form a government. It's that issue of questioning. These things are quite delicate, but the governor doesn't suddenly stand up in response to letters, and I get lots of letters from people saying, well, should be sacking the government. So long as the government has the popular support of the parliament, then that is not for the governor to be doing anything to change that.
Yeah. All right, thank you. That's Theo's question. Daniel, good morning again.
Yeah.
Less controversial or more controversial this time?
They're having fun, these
And
students.
they've also thought about their questions
Yes,
too,
absolutely.
which is really good. Students from Brisbane State High School this morning. Daniel.
Well, this is one that I actually feel quite strongly about. I'm not sure if you're aware that political studies, the subject, is being phased out of the Queensland curriculum, so they're no longer teaching politics in high schools, and it's moving into I believe, a civics and citizenship course to be moved into the next curriculum. I was just wondering, do you think that we have an imperative to teach high school students about their own political system?
Well, I didn't know that, and I am disappointed. I know that there are constant adjustments to the school curriculum, but I do observe, visiting schools, going out into communities, that there is a lack of awareness and knowledge about our political system generally. I like the old-fashioned government courses, and I think people do need to know more about our political system and how the Constitution works, the sorts of things we've been talking about today. So it's disappointing to learn that. If they're going to be doing similar things and calling it by different names, then that's not so bad. But my own view is we should be placing more emphasis on teaching Queensland students about their history, about our political system, and I would like to see greater emphasis rather than less on these sorts of subjects.
Daniel, thank you for that question. Back to Kelsey in just a moment. But can I ask, very formal job. You know, you are dressed up everywhere you go. It is very official. Your team, you know, look at every request. Is that part of a job you like? Or previously in your former job, there would have been a bit of that, but the idea of ducking down to the corner store, buying the paper and some chewing gum in your thongs is not an option. No, it doesn't happen.
Well, I chose a career that involved a very public role, being a public communicator, representing my country. And so slipping into this position of governor was in fact an enormously easy transition. I am used to
Dressing up to go to the corner store.
to be ceremonial, always to be performing pretty much. And my children and my husband will tell you that our private life and personal life has always taken a back seat. But that means we relish the few opportunities we have to have a break and to be private. But I believe that it is vitally important that there be a figure of dignity, a figure that sets benchmarks, that exemplifies. I say to everyone at Government House, we have to set the benchmark for professionalism, and so that we are standing for values in the Queensland system.